Okay, so I'm in OneNote, and I'm just going to write on the left side of screen to show you the difference between left side of screen writing and right side of screen writing. So here I go. So that felt really normal and natural, no issue there at all. If I come over to the right side of screen, as I'm writing, I'm finding that the line will, the pen will actually draw a stroke that is behind the pen nib rather than on it. So let's see. And as I'm doing that, and I'm writing, you'll start to see that there's tiny little sort of flicks that come off at the start of the strokes. And the more I have my hand on the screen, so I'm writing with my hand on the screen, the further away from the pen nib the line will get. And also you can see there's a lot of wobble in here, and also little tiny strokes that are coming off as I'm putting my pen down. Oops. That was very pronounced then in terms of the accuracy. It's all coming from behind the pen now. And so it's really, really difficult to actually write with any accuracy on the left side at all. So if I come back here and just take off the focus lock, anywhere sort of, and I think this has to do with the left and right capacitive touch screen, where I've got the right-handed capacitive, or the right-handed thing on in the pen settings. So if I go up to pen here, what to do? So choose which hand you write with. I've got that set to right-handed, and I've got ignore touch input when using my pen. I've had that on and off. I've chosen left and right. If I choose left, then let's try this now. It seems to be going okay there for the moment. Let's have a look over here and try it over here. So I'll just erase this. You can see that the wobble is starting again. And also the pen accuracy is starting to go out. And you can see here with this little thing, I just tapped the screen, and it's the difference between this dash and this is me tapping the screen with my hand on it. It'll create these little sort of flicks off sometimes. Yeah, see that there again, a tap and it's a flick rather than just a dot on the screen. So that was very pronounced just there. And so it's pen accuracy with where the stroke actually falls when I'm doing this. So here we've got the stroke jumping around all over the place, and it's not actually at points under the pen nib. It's actually behind it, and so if I'm writing and that happens, it throws off all of the handwriting. There's also these issues with the glitches where instead of a dot, it'll actually leave a thing, and that also plays into the accuracy of the writing. So if I'm writing Now I'm trying to write as normal as possible here, but yeah, it does things like this where it'll throw a word off, or it'll put like the C. The pen stroke will be way behind, and I'll try and just do a normal C. And if I just keep doing this, and it's all trying to stay on the line, but you can see that as I'm doing it, oops, you can see as I'm doing it, it's wobbling around, and there's issues where it's really thrown off quite dramatically, even though my pen is trying to do it as accurately as possible. So that's just the issues that are happening. And if I calibrate, then there's a whole other slew of issues. So I'll just show that. So if I go, I'm just going to take off the thing, and I'll go to Calibrate. Pen and touch. Cool. And if I go Calibrate, and I go Pen Input, go yes. So I'm just going to calibrate this quickly. Interesting. Let's try that again. So here's the example of the ghosting that happens. See how, as I'm doing this, I'm getting the double pen, and so this seems to be an an issue with the actual Surface Pro 5 pen. It happens on the Surface Pro 4 pen as well when I upgraded to the new Surface Pro 5. So that both pens, no matter whether it's 4 or 5, have the same issue. And it seems to be the issue with this new cursor thing, where when I place it down, let's see if I can get this. When I place it down, you can see that it jumps. So it's jumping forward as I'm placing that pen nib down. The cursor is going from a back position to a forward position, and it seems to be when I place the pen down, the stroke is showing both the back position, or the position before it's placed down, but then also the one in front of it. So here again you can see that as I increase this, there's those two dots. Let's see if I can get closer. Let's try that. Okay, I've just locked focus. So you can see as I push down, I get two dots, but then one will disappear. And if I start drawing off that, very definite two dots there. Yeah, so that's with calibration turned on. If I reset the calibration, that disappears, and it just goes back to the issues with having the left side of the Surface Pro be completely inaccurate and jumping around and all that kind of thing from back and forward. It seems to be back and forward between those two sort of weird pen strokes, from when the pen is hovering to when it's actually in front there. It seems to be jumping back and forward between those two when it's uncalibrated. Whereas when it's calibrated, it will just have the one. And I haven't actually tested to see whether it will improve the all of this weird little jumping around here. So I'm just going to test that now, because I haven't tried it yet. So let's try. No, so it's still, as I'm going, it's still wobbling around. There's a lot of wobble in that stroke there. I'm getting a lot of weird wobble through here. So same issue